Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Swimsuit, passport, phone, with VPN activated.
VPN?
Cell phone service is going to be spotty on vacation, so we'll be using public Wi-Fi.
Sounds sketchy.
Exactly. The networks can leave your personal info, like credit card numbers, exposed to hackers.
McAfee's secure VPN lets you browse and bank safely from wherever, whenever. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
And good morning. Hello there. How are you, friends? The early morning family, alive and well on this snowy morning here in New York.
The radio sings a forgotten song. Brand new coming on strong. The road has got me left and tight.
Oh, very dangerous out there.
And I'm spinning to a new sunrise.
Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, gang? Thanks so much. I got my buddies Bill and Tony, and we are here on a Sunday morning. It's The first, later on this evening we'll begin Hanukkah. And so happy Hanukkah to all of my Jewish sisters and brothers, everyone who celebrates happy Hanukkah. And we are full speed rolling into Christmas, and it's about time. And I got to tell you, I 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. I had a real trying day today. I found myself at war. I found myself at war with a bunch of really, truly obnoxious leftists. And here's the thing. I was told by a radio guru of mine, a dear buddy of mine who has been in radio for like ever. He just knows everything about radio. He's been a morning man. He's been an overnight guy. He's been a weekend guy. He does like liners, where he'll introduce songs, intros and outros for satellite radio. And there is nothing in radio he hasn't done. He's never wrong. And he said to me the other day, he goes, "Look, man, you're in Christmas now." And his language was perfect. He said, just park the politics and just go nice and easy and just enjoy the show and talk Christmas. And I want to, and we're gonna. And I'm just really struggling with parking the politics. But you know what? It's not even politics. What I'm trying to park here is civility and my wrestling with all sides, both sides. There's a real fracture on the conservative side with all of this just bizarre anti-Semitism and who loves who and who hates who and who stands with Israel and who stands with and trans this and Charlie Kirk that and I'm right in the middle of it, and I acknowledge that. I'm right in the middle of it when it comes to the politics and TV and doing commentary and all that stuff. And I'm right in the middle of it, social media. But yesterday, all day Saturday. Today I hope is better. I need a Sunday in my life. But Saturday, I see a Facebook post. Not long after I woke up, Saturday afternoon. And I see the Facebook post. And it refers to the high school where I live, where, as I've said more than a few times on this program, that my oldest daughter founded a high school chapter of Turning Point USA, the Charlie Kirk group. And this is a group that, yes, has traditional, it's founded on sort of, or they talk about, or they stand for, or whatever, patriotic ideals. The Charlie Kirk aspect of it, the Turning Point part of it for the high schools is very, very regimented. They don't allow, Turning Point does not allow high school groups to be political. They're not a traveling roadshow for the late Charlie Kirk. They're not. They have a separate set of rules. They are forbidden from endorsing political groups, political candidates. They don't endorse. They don't get political. What they talk about is civics. They talk about how government works. They talk about, yes, patriotic ideas, loving your country. And it really is very much about an exchange of ideas, and the fact that they're in a high school, it has to be civil and civilized. There are rules. These are students. These are adolescents. These are 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. In some cases, they're minors. In most cases, they're minors. They're children. And They exchange ideas. They're all about free speech, First Amendment, which is exactly what Charlie Kirk was engaging in when he was murdered in front of the whole world. So today I see a post that says, that talks about the school where my daughter attends, and says, and basically goes on to complain about the fact that they even exist. It takes to task the existence of this group. Says blank blank high school now has a Turning Point USA sponsored club called Stars and Stripes. The Southern Poverty Law Center currently lists Turning Point USA as a white Christian supremacist hate group. First of all, the Southern Poverty Law Center lists anything and everything as a white supremacist hate group. I wouldn't be surprised if they list, your kid's brownie troop as a white supremacist hate group. So anyway, I open up. Now, first of all, this is clearly what they're doing is the person who made this post, and by the way, I'm not, this is a bigger picture thing. Believe me, I'm not coming on here to rant and rave just to defend my little girl. My little girl doesn't need me doing this. This isn't about my daughter. This isn't about that. I promise you, I would not do that to you guys. This is big picture. This is for us. 1-800-848-9222. What this is this is clearly an attack on young people by adults. The very first of the comment says, "Oh, that's great. We need TP." It said, "Oh, first one says I thought TP was toilet paper," and then it says, "This is garbage." And then another one says, "How can such a group exist in a public high school? Why is a group with any clear religious affiliation appropriate with any high school?" Now, there were people on in my way of thinking who were chiming in. But ultimately, this is what I saw. I saw this. This is a post that came up, and this is what the person said. The person said, "Guys, they found and this is about my daughter. Guys, they found the clubs with like one kid who no one likes, and then the club dies when the kid graduates. Quote, just mock them as the losers they are and move on." And then the next person says, "This is actually good. Ostracization of blanky people, SH people, is a positive thing." So this adult comes on this thread and basically endorses the bullying of teenagers. Bullying of teenagers, minors, children who are, when they wake up in the morning, they wake up vulnerable. Teenagers are all over social media. Kids, and again, my daughter's fine. This is again, I am not standing here going off and using my platform here for no, this is about the bigger picture. This is about the ends justifying everything for leftists. This is about leftists who go out there and just crap all over anybody of any age who they don't agree with. This guy says, again, he says, just mock them, the students. I'll put in that word. Just mock the students as the losers they are and move on. An adult with kids. This guy has kids. This leftist, this vile, childish, hateful leftist has kids. Again, this is not the spirit in which I wanted to do Sunday morning, the first day of Hanukkah, the real roll into the holidays. I didn't want to do this Sunday morning. But these hateful people pull it out of me. And I just wonder what possesses. I would never, ever stigmatize a kid, a child. Not long after this group was founded, an adult in this in the town went on to the actual Facebook page of the group, of the high school group that's moderated by high school kids who are minors, and talked about it being a hateful group that's anti-trans and and here's some news. This group has held open forums where they've invited the LGBT group from the high school to come in and co-moderate panels, discussions about how do we get to understand LGBTQ? How does LGBTQ understand a conservative mindset? How does everybody embrace and show respect for the trans community while still not understanding fully where that's coming from? This is a bunch of high school kids who are so much more tolerant and so much more open-minded and so much more civilized and civil and welcoming than all of these adults with their closed minds and their hate and their mockery and their endorsement and yearning for bullying. In 2025, and at one point, as I went to battle with a bunch of keyboard warriors, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Norman. As I was doing battle, at one point, I was accused of, somebody went and saw something I had posted a few places, or maybe something I said here, and something about how I refer to trans people, trans kids, or whatever as mentally ill. No, I think there is a lot of mental illness in this country, and I think that it's child abuse to enable and to nurture mental illness and to butcher children and remove breasts from adolescents and to block hormones and to block chemicals and to chemically castrate. I think that's child abuse. I think it's child abuse to jump in and encourage a young, confused child, to coerce them into mutilating their own bodies in the name of proving just how woke and progressive the parents are. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. I'm going to purge this. We're going to get this out of our system. And then we're going to move on. We're going to play Christmas music. We're going to do some fun classic Christmas stuff. We're going to sing Marshmallow World. Damn it. On a snowy night in New York, we're gonna do Marshmallow World. I have to. But I gotta tell you, I'm sick and tired of the ends justifying everything from those people who claim that they're on the side of the angels. I enter every political and social debate hoping that I'm right. And convicted of my guiding principles, but always willing to listen. Always willing to listen. Always willing to acknowledge that I'm wrong if somebody shows me that I am. I'm always questioning that next step, but not where my heart is coming from, not where my mind is leading me. And I don't believe that the ends justify everything, but somehow the left, boy, oh boy, scorched earth. Anyway, gonna get this out of us. Gonna take some calls, gonna talk about this, get it out of the way. And then we got a great show, more great stuff to talk about. And we're going to talk to Vinnie Tolman in the next hour. Vinnie Tolman, who was dead for 45 minutes, woke up from a death experience. He woke up in his own body bag. We're going to talk to him. And then in the last hour, in the third hour of the program, we are going to talk to Diego, Mr. Pickpocket London, one of the biggest, most popular online social media creators. This guy is a modern day real life Lone Ranger who mounts his bike and rides around the streets and subways of London calling out pickpockets and thieves. This guy is magnificent. He's got millions of followers on social media, and I believe he's making his American media debut right here on Another Side of Midnight. We're going to be right back. It's me, TJ, with you, the early morning family, on Another Side of Midnight on the Red Apple Audio Networks, 1-800-848-9222.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Oh boy, there we go. I've got to try to be jolly. 'Tis the season indeed. Anyway, it's me, TJ. This is Another Side of Midnight on the Red Apple Audio Networks. And we are going to get over to Norman in Brooklyn. Norman, good morning. Welcome to Another Side.
This season.
Hey there.
Good morning. Happy Hanukkah Christmas season, yes. TJ. Look, leftism is, I think it's a disease. They don't think critically. They react emotionally. I personally do not own a computer. I am calling you on a flip phone. I mean, I do have an email address. I do know how to use computers. I'm a damn Luddite. Basically, so I don't want to get frustrated. I don't use the social media that you use. So therefore, I do not have Antifa, posting things online and reading them. I'm sorry what your daughter's going through. Yeah. They could kill they could kill us if they could. Okay, that's all I can say about the left.
Yeah.
I spent almost 4 years during the pandemic, as I call it. During the pandemic, I basically spent it in the streets and giving a weekly report, actually several times a week, on then the Frankie Russo show, which used to be on WABC. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so if you ask Blaze about me, Yeah, that's what I do. I do other things. I'm a trainer, but
oh yeah, no, we've spoken. That's right. And aren't you like? Don't you have don't you have like the body of like a 34-year-old, but you're like
I don't have a body. Yeah, look, I have a body of a fit 62-year-old. I'm not 34, 62. But hey, I did almost get a 415-pound deadlift today, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Jeez. So. Well, so I felt like I was deadlifting that kind of weight with these keyboard warriors. But again, you know what? But this is what kills me about the left and the right, and I mean really everybody. Honestly. See, here's the thing. At least, and this is what gives me some comfort and confidence in knowing that I'm on the right side of the conversation, is the fracture that I referenced early on. Right now, there is such vitriol within the Republican Party. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene, you got Tucker Carlson, you got Trump over here, you got this one over there. You know, Musk seems to be coming back into the fold a little bit. But anyway, there's intellectual honesty. We've seen intellectual honesty in the House of Representatives when they went through what a lot of people said was a circus, when they're replacing the speaker. And kicking out Santos and all this stuff. And some people had a problem with that. I liked it because it showed that there are no lemmings involved. There's no sheep. Look, there's going to be sheep in every party. Right. But when it comes to the left, it's, again, they feel they're on the side of the angels. And they feel that entitles them to just be rotten to the core, even to children who are, by the way, and I'll shut up, Norman. I'm sorry, but just to finish the thought, who are at the very least, these are kids who don't necessarily, they found a guy in Charlie Kirk that was appealing to them, that spoke about, that spoke about family and God and this and that.
Country and
country and again, his catchphrase was, and this was what my daughter read at a vigil for Charlie: when people stop talking, bad things happen. That's what these high school kids are putting out there. Let's talk. Boom.
Yeah, no, it's very ugly. It's very look. It sometimes bothers me how we are very the division in this country. But that there's all this division going on. Yeah. But if you notice on the left, there's no division coming from them. What is going on in this country now is not what you're seeing when you see these people screaming, wearing the keffiyehs. This is fascism. Yeah. Okay, they may think of themselves as being, leftist and
progressive,
and want a beautiful world. They don't want a beautiful world.
Right? No.
They don't want a beautiful world.
No, because their beautiful world
will only begin when you and I are 6 feet under. That's when their beautiful world is going to begin.
Exactly, Norman. And thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. And again, if a beautiful world means that, they need strife. They need pestilence. They need anger. They need violence. They need a role for a government, a big intrusive government, a big jackbooted thug government. They need a Mamdani government. They need a Minneapolis type of situation. They need an overlording kind of. They need moments like Elian Gonzalez down in Miami being scooped out of a closet and ripped from his uncle's arms. That was Bill Clinton, man. Let's go to Steve in Manhattan. Steve, good morning. You're on another side with TJ.
All right, TJ, and the hard left, and remember, they're not liberals, it's the leftists. They don't quit. They are nasty. Yep. I lived in New York City my whole life. I've dealt with them my whole life. I don't try to convince them of anything. They are very nasty individuals, backstabbing individuals. They will use anybody to get to their means.
Yep.
And you see who our mayor is now. So I can want to say to the rest of the country, we are now foreigners in our own country. Just look around, and we're run by third worlders. A lot of these judges who go against Trump are foreign-born. They're leftists, and they just rule against them on the federal level, the district courts or whatever court they use. Yep. And I would like to tell people, because we have this big thing with the Somalis now, and all the leftists. Mm-hmm. People won't tell you this, but Bill Clinton brought them in. His State Department brought them in as refugees. He brought them into Minneapolis, Minnesota. He did bring them into Atlanta, Georgia, but the Somalis didn't like it there because they didn't like getting robbed down there. So they went up to Lewiston, Maine. They're up there creating all kinds of havoc up there, all kinds of welfare scams. So these people who try to like candy coat Bill Clinton, I mean, come on, between that, I heard someone say it earlier tonight, but sending arms technology to China, giving China the free trade status with the U.S., basically opening it up so Americans can go in there, the business guys.
You know what, Steve, to your point, listen, again, like you said, they're not liberals, they're illiberal. They are illiberal. They are anti-everything. They are anti-everything that we stand for. Every once in a while, I get soft, and then I have a moment like I did yesterday where my eyes were opened up to all of these people, and they're all in Westchester. These are all, just quiet, mean-spirited. They're quiet, or rather they're lurking below the radar until they pop up and they put the head above the parapet and you see them and you read them and you realize that here, and when I look at these, at the different social media profiles of these people attacking students and calling for students to be bullied and stigmatized in their own schools, and there they are standing there with their arms around their own children. They're standing there with their arms around their own children at football games and at parades and at different events and out in the woods and on the ski slopes, all of them living these wonderful, happy, lovely, glowing lives with their arms around the children that they love, but meanwhile attacking strangers and their children because they disagree with them, and they're totally happy. And I tell you what too, man, I am absolutely convinced, I have no doubt in my mind, these are the people, the non-celebrity people, these are the non-Jasmine Crockett's who absolutely have no problem with the fact that Charlie Kirk took a bullet in the neck. They have no problem with the fact that Charlie Kirk was dead instantly. They love it. They have no queasiness about the fact that this 31-year-old young guy died. No queasiness whatsoever. They love that a message was sent. I got to jump, Steve. Let me get over to, we got E. Frank in Astoria. Good morning, E. Frank.
Yes, good morning, TJ.
Hi. I'm a little fired up this morning. It's not typical TJ.
Yeah, well, very good.
Thank you.
I want to continue where we left last week, where you gave me an opportunity to redeem myself, and you owed me that call. So I'm going to, go real quickly.
Okay.
I would just like to say that, I heard what Billy was talking about last week. And, it's the unfortunate fact is that I actually overheard a conversation with the registered nurse that said he was going to die. And that registered nurse is actually the first cousin of Major League pitcher of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Jordan Montgomery. I had to see Billy kneeling on his knees, praying to God that he didn't die of that ulcer. That's the misfortune part about that. And I heard Steve, I just heard him right now, about the misfortunes that other people have. So I would just like to say, TJ, I want to tell you about my misfortune.
Okay.
This Christmas, my only friend would be a police officer named Meade from the New York City Police Department, my U.S. passport.
Okay.
Because I got to tell you, I was involved, and you can check this out, in 3.5 plane crashes. Okay, I was involved, and they can check the passenger list from back then. Eastern Airlines Flight 401. United Airlines Flight 2882. And then a plane crash on July 22nd, 1982 at John F. Kennedy International from Guayaquil, Ecuador.
You survived
with
all
Paul
this.
Rosenberg.
You survived them.
So I'm grateful this Christmas that I'm alive, but I'm very sad that my life has been a total tragedy in many ways, and I pray to God that I can continue with my life the way I should and continue, supporting WABC and being a good person out in society, because this is awful, the stories I heard in my lifetime, especially the one last week.
Yeah. Well, E. Frank, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you calling in as always. And everyone else, 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. I'm just blown away. I'm blown away when I see adults attacking kids. And the idea that it's for the greater good, the idea that it's acceptable to attack young people, anyone, or even just any adults, just based on expressing their beliefs. I don't ever have a problem hearing somebody's beliefs, where they stand, in fact, it informs mine. I've told this story more than a couple of 1-800-848-9222. I've told this story a couple of times. I used to be one of those people. I was never against gay. I was all for civil unions. Remember when that was part of the conversation about when it came to gay people and gay relationships? It was about civil unions versus marriage and how it was about semantics. It was about let straight people have the argument was let straight people have the word marriage. Let's at least make marriage between a man and a woman. And that was where Hillary Clinton stood. That's where Barack Obama stood. That's where they all stood until it was safe to say otherwise. They're not intellectually honest. Never ever. Anyway, so I was kind of one of them. I was kind of weak on it and I wasn't very committal. I wasn't against anything. I was just more kind of passively for civil unions, whatever. And then one time, this is back before podcasts, I was doing an internet radio show in Los Angeles. And on that call, on that show one time, we were talking about this. It was 2009. Barack Obama was running for president against John McCain. And I got a call on my internet radio show from a dear old friend from Westchester, a family friend, a gay dude who was living with his partner in San Francisco. And he called me up and he wasn't angry at me, but he spoke to me like a friend on the air. And he said, listen, he goes, here's why I hope you would understand that there's a problem with men and women marrying, but gay people only having civil unions. And he said, a long time ago, we as a country decided that separate but equal is not okay. Separate but equal is wrong. And he said, I'm your friend. He grew up with my brother in particular, my younger brother. And he said, I just want to be happy. And he said, if you are married and your brother, I was at his wedding. He said, why should I be able to go to your brother's wedding, but he would have to come to my civil union. And he said, I'm Catholic. He goes, I believe in the same God as you. He goes, I believe in every single vow that you took at your wedding and that your brother took at his wedding that I attended, he said. And he said, why can't I make those same vows? And it wasn't like God struck me with compassion. It wasn't like a lightning bolt of understanding came down. I just sort of sat there and, God forbid, I had my mind changed. It made sense to me. Now again, it wasn't like a 180. I wasn't sitting there some anti-gay, creature. I wasn't a hateful, hurtful person. I was just sort of clinging on to a term. Cause I guess it was an old, whatever it was. I don't even know. I don't think it was old fashioned. I don't think it was even conservative. Little C. I don't think it was that. Maybe I was just looking to be, I don't know. It's so long ago. But I changed my mind. Right there. On the air. Or whatever that is on the internet. But live in front of all those people, this old friend called up and just sort of spoke to me like a friend. There's no speaking to these bigots, these hateful adults that I was battling on social media today. There's no speaking to them. They're hateful. They're mean. They're leftists. They're intolerant. They're not kind. Isn't it unbelievable and psychotic how they believe that imposing their selfish will on children and encouraging them and in some cases, forcing them to take hormone therapies and adolescence blockers, and in the worst cases to mutilate young children, very often gay children, to show the whole world how they as parents are so progressive. 1-800-848-9222. We're going to get lighter. I swear to God, we're going to get lighter because it's Christmas. When we talk to Vinny Tolman. And speaking of Vinny's, coming December 20th, it's Home for the Holidays with Mr. Christmas, Vinny Medugno, live from Studio 77 in the heart of New York City. Get ready to slay the night away with live performances, ugly sweaters, and jolly friends. It's Mr. Christmas, Vinny Medugno, singing your holiday favorites live in concert December 20th at WABC Studios. For more info and tickets, go to homefordaholidays2025.com. It's Mr. Christmas, Vinny Medugno, live in concert from WABC headquarters in Studio 77. That's homefordaholidays2025.com. When we come back, we will talk to Dr. Anthony, my dear buddy in Queens. We'll talk to him and you. 1-800-848-9222. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, on the Red Apple Audio Networks from a snowy New York.
All night long. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, everyone. Hi there. Hello, morning family. This is TJ minus a little bit of steam from earlier. Minus a little bit of steam. It's a snowy, blustery, big fat snowflakes coming down in the New York metropolitan area here as we talk to the rest of the country on the Red Apple Audio Networks. It's another side of midnight, and it is currently 52 minutes past the hour. Dr. Anthony in Queens. Hello there, sir.
Good morning, TJ.
Good morning.
Thank you for taking my phone call.
Of course. Thank you for calling.
I want you to take a break.
Yes, sir.
I want you to take your three beautiful ladies, your wife and your two daughters, and I want you to take them to Fifth Avenue today because it's closed to traffic. So pedestrians on the streets. Nice. You go window shopping. You have a light lunch. You do what Christians need to do. Yeah. Maybe you go to the church, St. Patrick's Cathedral, you look in the window sacks, so on and so forth. Maybe you go to Radio City. The ticket's a little bit pricey, but okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But in either case, if you want to fight the liberals, the communist liberals, be very festive.
Yeah.
Honor Jesus Christ's birthday. Yeah. Honor our religion, and it burns them to no end. I bought so many Christmas decorations. I have Christmas decorations. I don't need them. I bought double of everything because it burns them to no end that I make my house so festive that you can see from 3 blocks away.
You know what? I tell you what, Doctor. I'm sitting here with actually a really big, open-mouthed smile, a big smile, and I say that with all sincerity. You literally lifted me right there, and I got to tell you, I did eventually simply resort to, when I was in this do-si-do I was doing today, I did simply keep reminding the 1 or 2 or 3 that kept coming back to me. And you know how these silly social media battles are. 1 or 2 people, they keep coming back. You think they're gone, then all of a sudden there's, I just kept turning it back to them saying, you know what? These kids are better than you. And then I also said, they're better than me too. And, I said, because they haven't been fouled so much yet by the big world. I have my own moments of intolerance and antagonism and cursing and other things that make me not better than the other side. But these kids, they literally have open forums and open dialogues with these kids that they go, and when the club meeting is over, they go and they sit next to them in the cafeteria and they walk to class with them. The kids in the LGBT club who come and do things with them. Black kids, Asian kids, all of them, liberals, conservatives, whatever they are, they're all in these crazy amorphous states at this point, as you know better than anyone, being a professional educator. And that seemed to really pour cold water on the big battle, was when I kept saying, at one point I said to all of them, I said, I own my own shortcomings. I said, maybe we should all strive to be these kids when we grow up. And, they didn't quite know how to answer that.
TJ, you're still not in the festive mood. I got to get you out of this frame of politics and the crises of the world.
I promise. I promise, Doc. Tell Melissa I say hello. I got to get to Robert.
Play a little Elvis, please.
Yes, you got it. We'll do Blue Christmas, all right? All right, we'll do that. Robert in North Carolina. Good morning, sir.
Hi, TJ.
Hey there.
Kids shouldn't use social media.
That's a fair point,
Instead of it being a vehicle for free speech, it's been used to take away their right to free speech, for one thing. And it's been weaponized against them to keep them distracted so that they're hypnotized and like glued to the keyboards. Yeah, like an addiction.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there, Robert. Not by a long shot. You're not wrong. It's 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 kind of the new normal. I think it's about, at the very least, it's about moderating it and mitigating the negative effects. I mean, I think it's kind of here to stay, and I think that, like everything else, in moderation. But no, you're right. When it's just allowed to fester and kids go unmonitored and unmoderated, then it's truly, really very dangerous. And there's been a few times that we've definitely, my wife and I, nipped a couple of things in the bud, and we were like, boy, goodness gracious, thank God we caught that. It is very scary stuff there, Robert. You're right. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for calling, and thank you to everyone for getting me through this hour and talking me off the ledge and letting me vent and letting me express, and hello and love to all the early morning family. All the early morning family over on X and Twitter, Marianne and the lovely people, the lovely family over there. Let me see who's over there. Marianne is there. Catherine is there. Patty O is there. All right. Listen, gang, next hour, we're going to talk to Vinnie Tolman, a good, kind man who has gone where so few of us, none of us, have been. We're going to talk about the next life. He's been on a journey through purgatory-ish. He died, and he woke up in his own body bag about 45 minutes later. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack. We shall return on the Red Apple Audio Network.
It's Another Side of Midnight, 77 WABC. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, family. It is the early morning crew here on another side of midnight. It is Sunday morning, and this evening begins Hanukkah, the 8 days of light. God bless each and every one of my Jewish sisters and brothers. Thinking of you as you enter into this festive season. And then right down the road, it is Christmas. So this is really it. This is it. And I am now moving on to another realm here. I am moving on. Perfect timing to talk to our next guest. But honestly, friends, it's like, I'm determined. I'm at that point. Aren't we? Are you like me? Are you at that point where, and I wonder this too, and think about this, and you can call in a little bit later with this stuff, but do you have to force yourself? Do you have to sort of pull that Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all that other holiday stuff? Do you have to go and find it within you? Are you one of those who has to go and find it and nurture it? And is there a moment? And what is it that helps trigger it for you? Is it the kids? My wife and I have been transitioning into, well, that's a loaded phrase in 2025. My wife and I have been transitioning. Turns out, no, we've been, we've been going through that thing for the last few years where the girls aren't babies anymore. Now we're like, I guess in that sort of, wow, again, perfect segue for Vinny. We're in that purgatory where where our girls are no longer little and we're not quite anywhere near them having children yet. So, we're not near a grandchild phase. So we're just like, we're like three adults enjoying Christmas, except the girls don't drink. Although my wife seems intent on changing that at some point. I don't know. Anyway, are you like me, though, that you have to there's those one or two or three triggering things? Like for me, there's a couple of movies. Certainly it's about not putting Oasis on my radio in the car. It's not playing Oasis music, but listening to, Rat Pack Christmas stuff, listening to what Bill just played, listening to the Christmas music. That definitely does it for me. I buy Christmas candy. I like that. I like seeing Christmas M&Ms in a bowl. Remember the old, and I see it on Instagram. You can buy old school Christmas candy, like the stuff that your grandma had in the candy dish. The stuff that, like, once the heat comes on in the house, it melts and becomes one big Christmas candy. You can't even separate it. You have to get a hammer out. They almost look like Christmas ornaments, those odd little ribbons of, like, white and green and red iridescent candy. Remember that? That your grandma had in the candy dish, and it would, like, stick? And it was like death-defying, and it was like teeth. I was going to say it could break your teeth. It would stick to your teeth. They actually looked like teeth. It was Christmas candy that looked like decorated teeth. It looked like teeth with stripes. That's a creepy thing that never occurred to me till just now at 57, almost 57 years old. No, wait, I am 57. I'm 57 and a half. Anyway, good morning, everyone. And good morning to my first guest of the program. It's his second time with us, and I've never actually stopped thinking about Vinny Tolman since his first visit. And it's because, and I tell you why, it's not just because his story is so profound, but because he's a genuinely kind and gentle fellow. Vinny, again, is back with us. Good morning, Vinny Tolman. How are you, pal? Welcome back to Another Side of Midnight.
Thanks, TJ. It's my pleasure to be here, brother.
Thank you. Oh boy, you have a very, very soothing presence, even on the phone. Really, everyone. Vinny is a fella who was born in Texas, And he back in 2003, over 20 years ago, he had an experience that he passed away. And, Vinny, I'm not going to even pretend to be able to tell it the way you do, but there's a lot of people who I'm sure didn't hear you the first time around. So if you don't mind, please give a quick synopsis of that moment, and of all places, I'm still not over the fact that it was a Dairy Queen. Tell the listeners what happened to you that day 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was December
22 years ago, forgive me.
Yeah, January 18th, 2003, I was found dead in a Dairy Queen bathroom, only to be bagged into a body bag and having a rookie medic feel, an intuition inside of him to break protocols, open that body bag, and continue to resuscitate or attempt resuscitation. And he was able to do it. He was able to get my heart to start back up. But meanwhile, I was brain dead for 3 days. Mm-hmm. And in those 3 days, I went journeying. I got to see where we were before we came here. I got to experience the experience of experiences. And it sure does change your perspective on how you live your life here after something like that.
And you've written a book. The book is called The Light After Death. And you are a coach of sorts. How would you describe the sessions that you do? What is it that you do these days?
So I help people expand their own experience here. Mm-hmm. I kind of give them some coaching on getting a stronger connection to the divine for them personally. Mm-hmm. I also help them hit spiritually aspirated goals. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit different than your traditional self-help coach or motivational speaker. I do work in that space, but most of what I do pertains to the soul. Yeah. And you'd be surprised when you start cleaning up the soul, you start getting it back to what it was when you first got here. A lot of the diseases, a lot of the issues, the problems, they go away permanently. So it allows the body to be in its optimal state when you can unlock the trapped emotions, the problems that we didn't talk about when we were 6 years old. Those end up showing up in our body when we're 50 or 60. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, and what I learned, when I, by the grace of God, got sober 20 and a half years ago, one thing that I finally came to begin to understand and begin to work on in myself is the presence of fear in my life. And I came to understand, or at least my understanding of fear, is that there are so many versions of fear. Fear of financial fear of medical maladies, fear of including the typical fears of whatever, fears of flying, fears of heights, and all that stuff. But that what I came to embrace was the notion that all fear is connected to, or can be boiled down to, a fear of not being enough, which is really a fear of not being loved. And I think also, so that's really a rock solid foundation of fear. That is truly the acorn from which all fears grow, fear of not being loved. But the other one that is right there with it is very simply a fear of dying, which is a fear of the unknown, and a fear, which again can have a few branches coming off it. But it is a fear of dying. And I think those are the two big ones. You know, it's like, look, okay, once I get over the idea that it's okay, you know, that once I start to grapple with that fear of not being loved and all the other ones that come from it, there's still that fear of dying. I just don't want to die. But you know, but all that being said, the work that you do with people, I would imagine that if one is able to wrestle to the ground so many of these fears, and if one is able to get past a fear of dying, but not just get past the fear of dying, but to embrace the notion that dying is okay, that there is a wonderful thing that happens, that can happen after, that's got to just literally lighten the load and allow people to truly explode into this life. Am I getting somewhere?
Well, we don't realize, but in this life we allow fear or we allow love or passion to motivate us. And almost every decision at a micro level is based on one or the other. So a love incentive or a fear incentive. And when you can start cleaning the kitchen of all the fear incentives, it opens up so many horizons, horizons that you wouldn't even think of. And you start transforming into that confident personality you were when you were 3 years old, 4 years old, when nobody could tell you anything other than what you knew, you know? It's a beautiful thing to witness.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And you get to see that firsthand. You're riding shotgun with people as they achieve that state. I would think it's a state of being, all akin to a state of grace. We're talking to Vinnie Tolman, author of The Light After Death, here on Another Side of Midnight. You know, for so many people, like I just said, the greatest fear is that leaving this world, what happens when we die, the separation from loved ones. How did your experience of consciousness continuing beyond your physical body, if that captures what happened, how did that experience change your perspective, and how do you help people to change their perspective on the concept of losing someone to death? We recently, my wife owns dance academies for children. It's a family business in the sense that it's all about dealing with families. And a mom passed away last week, 43 years old, left behind a truly devastated young husband and 2 young children. And the whole time I was sitting at the wake and then the funeral, I kept thinking about you, Vinny, because it's why I was desperately doubling down to get you back on the show, because I needed to talk to you. They're so sad. They're broken. It's a broken family. She was so young. It was a devastating, fast cancer that took this 43-year-old cherubic, wonderful woman. What was happening from the moment their hearts broke? What was Christine likely experiencing while the family around her began to mourn?
Well, something that I've seen quite a bit in a lot of cases is when the family is going through quite a grieving, quite a suffering, the soul will stick around and the soul will empathize with those who are grieving. And sometimes the soul will try to connect by, bringing a bird over or bringing a butterfly over or working through nature or flicking lights, making the lights flick. But really what it is the soul is just trying to help their loved ones who remain here get through that process of grieving. And when the soul is watching this, they see it as very hard, but they also see it as beautiful because the fact that there is suffering, it means that there was a tremendous amount of love there. And that love is something to be respected and celebrated in all forms. And so the soul, it will stick around for a while. I was on my a short visa to get through heaven. So I didn't stick around because there was no one grieving over me, not yet. But I did end up coming back mainly because of the grieving that was going to be happening. Once my mother found out that I had died, yeah.
And so what message, like if Christine's family was listening, what message would you give to, say, her husband, who is broken right now, about the finality that they perceive and that he perceives in Christine's passing? What message would you give to Michael about what he thinks is finality here?
Well, no matter what religion we're in or non-religion we're in, we know that physics has proven to us that energy can never be destroyed. And so the energy of that soul, whether we believe it or not, it cannot be destroyed. And so it does persist. It does exist. It is eternal. And, we were doing a lot of things before we got here. And for him personally, notice in the in-between times when there isn't a lot of noise around, to really focus on his personal breath. To do very big, deep inhales through the nose and tight, controlled exhales through the mouth. And when he does this, he will actually feel consciousness. He will feel source or God or whatever term you want to put on it. And as he does this, he can know that he is not his thoughts. He is the observer of his thoughts. And that allows him to go through what this is and not own what's going on in his head, but observe it. And some of it he can keep. Other thoughts he wants to release. So he needs to find a good place to release those thoughts. And the breathing is one of the best. And I would highly recommend that when he's doing this breathing, to say out loud, I am loved and I'm okay. I am loved and I'm okay. And then when he does that a few times, one last thing is you want him to say, and now I'm safe. Because so much of our emotion in losing someone is the fear, the primal fear in our body that we're unsafe.
Right.
Or someone else that we care about is unsafe.
Vulnerable. Right.
Yeah. And so bringing in the breath of consciousness is really helpful. And then we polish it off with a cherry on top, and that is, I am safe.
I am safe. We're talking to Vinnie Tolman, who is wise in ways that a lot of us are not, based on his really fascinating experience. I've got to take a break here, Vinnie, but do me a favor, just real quick, before we roll into this break. Just tell me, something that the priest kept saying and we keep telling ourselves, and we say the kind of things that you say in line at the wake when you're making small talk with strangers. She's in a better place. She's not suffering anymore. The priest says, priests are good for this. This is classic, funeral stuff, is she's defeated the cancer. She's defeated these earthly bonds. She's better now. She's, and even her son, a very young boy, said to the dad in the hospital, she's better now. Is some of that true? Do we actually get better? Like someone who ravaged with cancer, we see the body in the funeral home. Are they in that next realm happy and strong and chubby and smiling and full of vim and vigor and love and passion? Are we better in that next realm?
We are. We as soon as we get on the other side, we don't realize how hard it is for our soul to be in this world. And as soon as we get to the other side, this huge, tremendous weight is lifted off of us. We don't realize it while we're here, but as soon as we get on the other side, there's that tremendous release. And wherever your mind can think, your soul can go. So there's no limitation to where you can go, what you can do, who you can see. One thing I do notice in doing this for a living, working with a lot of people, is the soul will show up looking like they did when they crossed. But yet, after only 1 or 2 sessions, they end up showing up like a very healthy looking 25-year-old.
Wow.
That's the way they like to see themselves.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
I've even seen, veterans that had lost limbs, that they show up right away with that perfect limb in their own soul image or their own mental image as they show up. But it's so freeing. And, I had aspirated when I died, and I didn't want to come back. I was so grateful for those 3 days that I was unconscious.
With your guide, you were with your guide, right?
Yeah.
Forgive me, is that what you referred to him as?
Yeah, he's my guide. Others might call them angels. I call it a guide or an angel, same thing for me.
Sure.
I was with him for 3 days.
And you know what I want to do when we come back from this break that I'm late for now because, damn it, I can't not talk to you, Vinny. When we come back from this break that I'm late for, you mentioned the weight that we carry at that moment that we're passing. So I think that's a good segue to talk about Earth School and suffering. You refer to Earth as a school of extreme polarity. Let's pick up there when we come back here on Another Side of Midnight on the Red Apple Audio Networks. It's TJ McCormack with Vinny Tolman, and we'll be right back.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
And as we go into this home stretch into the Christmas season, actually, that's an interesting question. We're talking to Vinny Tolman, one of the most fascinating people and one of the kindest individuals that you're going to bump into. I think what Vinny has experienced in his life and here and in other places, it's really created a certain genteelness about you, Vinny. It makes you so approachable and so credible. Let me and that silver bell. Let me ask you, what is it like? What are your senses like when you are? And by the way, would you call it purgatory? What would you call where you were? Was it heaven? Did you get to heaven?
Yeah, where I did get to the heavenly area, the heavenly realm. If I didn't have the help, I would have been in what we classify as somewhat of a purgatory. But the purgatory it's not like a lot of religions teach. It's more of a spiritual rehabilitation so that we can cleanse ourselves of the effect of earth. And then we can be cleansed, we can get in.
Okay.
But we really have to remove the effects of earth off of us.
And what's
it? That's really what it is.
Okay, that's great. And tell me, so that first question, what are your senses like when you're there? Do you smell? Do you hear? Are there sounds? Is it only thoughts, like telepathic? Is it only do you feel your core? Like right now, I'm sitting here and I feel my core. I'm tight and I'm hopeful. What is it that do you sense your shoulders and your knees and your ankles and your nose and your eye? What are your senses?
Instantly you become weightless. Number one, that's the first sense, is weightless and pain-free, like zero pain anywhere. And the next thing you notice is you feel like vital energy flowing through your being. And, something that I didn't quite understand is I could look down and see a body, even though I was looking at a body in a body bag. I didn't know that you have an energetic body, which is your soul. And then you have a physical body, which is your flesh vessel your flesh temple.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as soon as you get there, though, on the other side, that's the first thing you notice is you are the vital body. You are the energy body. And once you learn how you can move any time in any space, our human eyeballs can only perceive about 15 to 20% of total light. And there we can perceive all light, every possible light. And not only can we perceive it, we can smell it, we can taste it, we can hear it. Like light has actual hearing. Just the grass itself had millions of little tones coming off of each blade of grass. Wow. And it felt like a symphony playing the most beautiful song as I was approaching just the grass. So something so simple as the grass is completely life-changing just to witness that grass. And it's just more. As you can handle it, you get to experience more and more and more until you're fully there. Yeah.
You're describing, Vinnie Tolman, you're describing peace, unconditional love, light that you can smell, light that is tangible, and taste, for crying out loud. How does understanding this, you talk about Earth School and Earth School involves suffering. And then here you are talking about crossing over and experiencing the antithesis of suffering. How does understanding the context for suffering help people face their inevitable struggles? All right, including fear and pain surrounding death and dying, without being overwhelmed. But you know what I mean? It's like, how does one prepare? Go ahead.
Well, I myself had a very rough upbringing. Literally check every box on the abuse list, and I had it, and likely many times. And so I had a lot of reason to not be in heaven and to not want to be here either on earth. And, in that process, my angel, my guide, he helped me understand that before we came here, we actually did a lot of work. And once we get to Earth School, we found that we had to have the ability to make good choices and bad choices for us to grow the most. And if God, our creator, took away all the bad choices, we would have just stayed in the homeland, in heaven. So we do come here. We go through a veil of forgetfulness. We forget even where we come from so that we can make those choices off of the frequency of our soul. And And as we make those choices, even our bad choices, they help us learn. And that's really why we're here. We're here to learn. And there is so much love that is poured over your soul in the first few seconds of dying that you now realize, oh yeah, I wanted to do this. Oh yeah, I signed up for this, even the hard parts. But while we're here, hearing that, it makes you upset. It made me upset, even though I knew the answer. But, much of my hardest days, my hardest months, my hardest years of my life, I had actually signed up for because I was getting a reciprocated progress or learning from the abuse that I went through. And when we get a little bit of a shift in our understanding like that, it can shift inside of us. And once we can start shifting inside, the outside universe starts shifting around us as well.
Wow. Talking to Vinnie Tolman, is there a way on another side of midnight? I'm transfixed. I'm reminding myself the things I'm supposed to say. Is there a way for is there a way for us to connect with the work that we're supposed to be doing? As you're talking, I keep thinking to myself, if I had to if I had to own a few things about me and my personality, it's my impatience and my selfishness. I'm very selfish and I'm very impatient, and I can be lazy. And I think the laziness comes out of selfishness. Am I right? In other words, if it's as clear as the nose on my face, the stuff that is probably the biggest burden on those that love me, is that probably a good guess that is the stuff that I'm meant to be working on at this point in my life? In other words, can I make that joy that I'm going to experience when I do die? Can I make that joy even that much more pure and make my death more of a graduation, more of a commencement exercise rather than getting ready to do this all over again? So in other words, I'd love to be doing the right work. I don't want to be working on the plumbing if the roof needs fixing. If I think that I'm a selfish, lazy guy, is that God telling me you're selfish and lazy? You got to work on this. Or am I looking in the wrong place? Am I just being way too superficial?
Well, if we spent about probably 45 minutes, you and me, on that selfishness, we could find out a very specific experience from your childhood that was anchoring that in you. And once we can find the location of where that is, we can release it. You're going to find you're not as selfish as you were in the past. And in fact, probably a lot less, if not completely not selfish anymore. So our bodies, I'm a Christian. I know that you're a Christian as well. The Christ taught us that the keys to the kingdom are within us. And so when we start working on the inside of us, we start seeing the kingdom of heaven or the universe opening up around us. And that's why the universe is just the you in burst. It's just us inside out. That's what the universe is.
This is Vinnie Tolman we're talking to on another side of midnight. Vinnie, it is, as you're talking, I feel like, wow, I didn't intend for this to be a gift for the early morning family here at another side of midnight, but it clearly is. Anybody listening is getting something, is unwrapping something lovely that we're providing, for them, me by having you on and you taking people through what it is you've learned and what you know. There are people facing, like these friends of mine, a buddy of mine at work just, in the WABC family here in New York, just lost his mom. And so there's people in my universe that are facing their first Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa without a particular loved one. Finding joy I can imagine some people will be having happy moments. I'm concerned that my friends, these people that I love, might feel that they're betraying this sadness that they're experiencing now, the last few days, as they've been saying goodbye to their mom, their wife, their sister. But there has to have been a moment. At what point, or what did you learn when you were with your guide that should encourage people to embrace celebration and joy, especially this time of year, as a meaningful continuation of life, specifically the life of the person that they just lost? Rather than just, a dismissal of sorrow, rather than just like, I'm not experiencing that sorrow. Am I making any sense with this question? I'm kind of searching.
And
okay,
I'm tracking you. I'm tracking you.
All right, cool.
I would say two things. I would ask yourself, this loved one, this one that just crossed through the veil or crossed the rainbow bridge, they will feel the suffering that I'm feeling, and I don't want them to feel that. So instead of suffering, all things are just energy. I can allow my mind at certain times to change my suffering into celebration. And I can ask myself, if this person was still there right next to me, what would they love to do right now? And go do that thing and do it visualizing them with you. And what you'll find is little ideas will come into your head, loving ideas that don't make sense because you weren't thinking about them. And that's a way that you can start connecting to their soul, even though they've crossed. And, the second thing is, a great exercise for the entire audience to do right now is I want you to visualize what you look like sitting in your chair, sitting in your car, laying in bed, wherever you are, the listener right now. Imagine what you look like where you are listening. And look at the top of your head. Look at what you look like sitting there listening to this radio show, this amazing radio show. And as you're sitting there looking, now think of that person like they're your child. Are you happy with how they're living? Are you proud of them? And this is something that's really important, that we all do this on a regular basis. Because when we think of us as being our own child, we need to give ourselves some love and some grace, but also some pride of all that we've done and some hope to get even more done on the work inside of us.
Wow. Okay. That is so clear. That makes so much sense. And we have to, it's so wrong to have to do this, but we have to step away and do this one last break. And maybe while we're in the break and listening, maybe we can contemplate what we just did together while we listen to these words from our sponsors. Let's also contemplate on what we just did with Vinny. And all right, very cool. Everybody, hang in there. It's Another Side of Midnight. We're talking to Vinny Tolman right now. And once again, his book is The Light After Death, and clearly there's a lot of it, and it has a taste. We'll be right back on the Red Apple Audio Network. Stay right there.
All night long. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Yes, and it is snowing here. And has it gotten chilly in Vegas, Vinny Tolman? Is it chilly now for you this time of year?
Yeah, we're jacket weather, but we get down to the 50s at night. So
yeah,
we're 70s during the day.
Okay,
nothing like the New York cold.
No, and this is our first. It's a proper cold today. And by the way, everybody, I'm remiss for not mentioning earlier. You go to thelightafterdeath.com. Thelightafterdeath.com. That's Vinny's website. And Vinny, are you still on Instagram at Living God's Light?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
So I do Instagram and Facebook too, even though we're an aging generation on Facebook.
Yes. I don't care. I know, dude. I know. We're I was on Facebook all day today, doing fighting battles and clearly engaging in things that I need to work on for the next life. I was a warrior today. But anyway, whatever. But we're talking to Vinny Tolman. Vinny, we've got literally just about 5 minutes remaining. And, I just want to basically, get to, I guess, to put this in a nugget. The holidays that we're entering into are, there's traditions. It's all very, it's commercial, it's physical, there's things we do, there's places we go. In light of your experience, how can you just led everyone in the audience and myself on a really cool moment there. How else can we all shift our focus from the physical absence of a loved one to celebrating the spiritual presence these days and in the years to come, and specifically maybe translate that into how we explain that sort of concept to a child?
Well, with the children, it's really hard for them to internalize it right away. They take a long-term, holding of the hand for them to internalize and really understand what's happening. Mm-hmm. But, something that I do as a grown man, I write letters to my mother, and then I will either burn them or I will, attach them to balloons and send them up, where there's no air traffic above me anyway.
Right.
And, I know that some people say that's a childish thing, but to me, it's a precious thing. I can express my love for my mother. And in a way, I do know for a fact she gets those messages. And she gets them as I think the thought.
Right.
In my humanness, I'm writing it down, but she's getting those messages as I think the very thought. And, it does help us to know that they hear our thoughts out loud.
Yeah.
In my experience, I heard everyone's thoughts out loud. So our thoughts are not our own in that space. And so it's important to know that as we're grieving.
Yeah.
And choose to celebrate, because what we look for, we will find. If we look for reasons to be even more sad, we will find more reasons to be sad. If we look for reasons to celebrate, we will find reasons to celebrate. And know that when you serve someone else, you are serving your loved one on the other side. Because we are this cosmic family, that, you know, the miracle of miracles is that when we serve each other, we are serving our loved ones. We're serving our brothers, our sisters, our moms, our wives, our husbands, you know, and it's a beautiful process when we can understand that.
Final question, because one of the most fascinating things that you mentioned in our last conversation, and this one will not be our final one, you said in a real fascinating last twist was that years later I think you were in Utah, were you in Moab, you were in a national park or something, and you actually you encountered the physical presence, the actual person who you believe or whatever, you know, was in fact your guide, your angel, in person, in a real moment in this realm.
Yes.
Have you heard from, do you hear regularly from, are you conscious of the presence of that angel, or is that now just a thing of the past?
No, so I'm very conscious of him. I see, feel, talk to him every single day. And I ended up finding out 6 months after I had the experience, I found out he was my great grandfather.
That's right.
On my grandmother's side.
That's right. You told us that.
Oh my gosh! I work with him, and I work with Archangel Michael every day. Those are my brothers right there.
Wow. Well, you got good family, Archangel Michael. Vinny Tolman, we got to go. But you have been a gift for everyone this Christmas. Thank you so much. Thank you for being there, everyone. Go learn more. Go to thelighafterdeath.com. Go to Instagram and Facebook, Living God's Light. Or seek him out, reach out, work with him. I know I intend to. Vinny, this clock is crunching towards me. I've got to jump, but I send you all my love and gratitude and Merry Christmas.
Thanks, TJ. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Yes, indeed. God bless. Everyone, thank you so much. We shall return. Don't forget about Vinny Medugno live from Studio 77 in the heart of New York City. Get your tickets now. Go to homefortheholidays2025.com, homefortheholidays2025.com, so that you can experience Mr. Christmas, Vinny Medugno, singing your holiday favorites live in concert December 20th at WABC Studios. Once again, more info and tickets, go to homefortheholidays2025.com. It's another side of midnight. When we come back, the famous Pickpocket London. We're going to talk to a modern-day Lone Ranger live from London.
It's another side of midnight. 77 WABC. This is another side of midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
definitely the snow is very thick today here in New York, the New York metropolitan area, New York City. My name is TJ McCormack. This is Another Side of Midnight on the Red Apple Audio Networks, 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. And I want to get right to our next guest because I imagine that he's hanging on the line somewhere in the middle of London. It's about 9 a.m. in London. And I don't know if he's already out there fighting the good fight just yet, but Diego Galdino is a real world vigilante, if you will. Not, he's definitely out there fighting the good fight for innocent residents and tourists in London. But he's a really compelling figure, this guy, because he has taken his good works and made them into fascinating social media content. And joining us now live from London, England, the UK, is Diego Galdino, known throughout social media as Pickpocket London. Good morning, Diego.
Good morning, mister. I really appreciate the voice and the space that you're giving to us.
Yes, of course. You are a fascinating individual, Mr. Diego, and it's been wonderful to be following your work. Here in New York, we have much crime. We have a lot of violent crime. We have what we call broken windows crime, where little things go on, and when the police don't act, the criminals become more brave, and the people suffer. And I come to London a couple of times a year myself. My wife is from Liverpool in the UK, and I'll be there. I'll be in London in about 10 days, and so maybe I'll actually get to meet you and shake your hand, which would be very cool, actually. Anyway, so let me ask you this: you started off as a delivery driver. I believe, right? So tell us, what happened in your work as a delivery driver that transformed your life into being Pickpocket London? What happened?
To be honest, for me, it's everything new. When the people say, "Oh, you are a hero," or something like that, for me, like I really don't have notion about it, But I have been working as a delivery rider for 6 years. Mm-hmm. In the 6 years, I work like 10, 12, 15 hours per day on the street. We see a lot of things happen, And I always carry my GoPro, my camera with me, and for safety, for catching random things. I've never been a person that uploaded too much in the social media. I actually was using the camera for safety, for giving me like a little bit of sensation of safety.
Sure. So you could take pictures of everything around you. You had video. So in case you experienced a crime, in case you were a victim, you would be able to show police and et cetera, et cetera. So it was safety for you, your camera.
Exactly. Or sometimes like people see with you a camera, they treat it just for you carry a camera with you. They treat you different.
Yes.
Or sometimes
they know that you're watching.
Exactly. Even most of the time not, I just had like the camera with me, but sometimes I didn't have a battery and off, or sometimes I didn't have like SD card, or sometimes I was trying to record something, it wasn't work properly. But it's like, I would say it's like a watch,
Okay.
When you're using every single day, same of your mobile. When you use it every single day, one day that you're not wearing your mobile or watch, you say, "Oh, something is missing." I mean, this case was the camera. And yeah, like in the 6 years, we see a lot of things happen on the street. I see a lot of pickpockets.
sometimes I shout, sometimes I didn't. And until one point, yes, I know I'm tired of it. I'm feeling coward. Sometimes people get like a robbery in front of me, and in the end of the day, I was thinking, I could take like some action. I could like do something. I could like scream. I could like take some action, and until the moment I was fully of it, and I say I'm gonna take action. And from now, and share with my friends this sensation. I know now 100%. When I see something, I'm gonna take action. And what was happening in the last summer, I started uploading the videos on the social medias. I even had TikTok before of it. And once I start to upload the videos, the people like start to realize what's really happening in the city. It was blowing up, and it is what it is. We here you are.
And for anybody who, while we're talking to Diego right now, go to Instagram, go to TikTok, go there, do a Google search, a very simple Google search, all one word, Pickpocket London. Go to Pickpocket London and see Diego in action, because what you see in real time, because London is very, very unique in the sense that when people go to London, it's become very, very universal to know that there is so much little petty crime. There are so many, like you said, pickpockets and phone snatchings. When my wife, my daughters, I have two daughters, when we go to London, we are just as aware of our phones. You see people holding their phone with two hands bent over. They go against the wall, right, Diego? They go into doorways and they turn their back to the sidewalk, because these guys will come on scooters. They will distract you. They'll turn you around. And here's Pickpocket London. Here's Diego with a whistle and a camera on his bike driving around London. You see, that's the thing. You're everywhere. And what I'm noticing now, Diego, is you recognize the pickpockets, and the pickpockets, they recognize you. They know who you are now.
Yeah, we are arriving this point that like every single day change the pickpockets in the area. They change the countries. Every single day we see like new faces and they new one. Like before yesterday we met a new group. When I arrived and like met them, they was watching my video, and I say, "Oh, that's me." It's the last video that I uploaded, and they say, "Oh, I really appreciate your job," and I say, yeah, you appreciate when I paint you, and you're gonna be like much appreciated, And it was like Friday night and Saturday. Yesterday we met the same group again. So we arrive in one point, they recognize us. When they see us, we cross eyes. They already like, is Diego or is someone of his team,
And so tell me, so Diego, you and your team, so you lead this team of people who are doing good, in a city it's a beautiful, London is London. London is one of the great cities of the world, and it's made for pickpockets, because London, while it's a big city, it's small. You can walk. There's a lot of people walking, and this time of year on Oxford Street and Regent Street, it's all, and in Piccadilly, it is just shoulder to shoulder, thousands of people all clammed up. It's perfect for pickpockets and phone snatchers. So tell me though, how did your background? Now, I believe, is it true that your father is a police officer?
Yeah, I would say for you, like London is a paradise for them. 100%. Like once you arrive at London, since the airport until you go to your house, your Airbnb, your flat, whatever, your hotel, you are in risk. But London is a great city. London is safety, a part of that.
Yeah.
I grew up in my family in Brazil, so everyone in Brazil, we were like used to a high level of violence. My father was a military police officer, so I had like a good stint from him, and my perception are on it. So I don't know. I really have the feeling, you know, like people ask me, how do you recognize?
Yeah.
I just look there and I have the feeling, I follow my intuition, you know, like I really believe on it. And I say, most of the time, I don't take action. And with the guys with me, I say for them as well, don't take action until you not have like 100% of sure that they are pickpocketers and things like that.
Yeah. And that's based on the, again, you know, your father was a police officer. And, do you think that that's where, because what you're doing is very brave. I mean, unless it was my daughter or my wife, I don't think I would be shouting and screaming. What you're doing is brave. Do you think that you've got your bravery and your sense of doing the right thing? Do you think you got that from your dad and your family?
100%. I would say 100%. My father teach me like to be very strong, you know, even in the worst way, because he was like preparing in Brazil. You are a police officer and you can die any moment, you know. So my father prepared me and my family for everything. So the instinct that I have is 100% of him. 100% of him. I would say the environment, how I grow up, you know, how the behavior of my father and how he teach me, not teach me, but how he behavior make my behavior.
He was your model. He showed you, and you learned watching him.
Exactly. And the instinct came from there.
We're talking to Diego Galindo. He is known as Pickpocket London. He's famous. He's very famous all around the world because what he does is he combines social media content with doing the right thing, doing good things, calling out pickpockets and thieves all throughout London, the subways and the streets of London. And like he said, it's a paradise. London is made for these pickpockets. It's tight quarters. It's narrow streets. It's very small. For people in New York and California, everybody listening, imagine in New York that it's all like Lower Manhattan. It's like Greenwich Village. That's what London is like. The entire city is just like that. And I guess out in the West Coast, gang, I guess in California it would be more like Venice Beach and Santa Monica around there. That's what it's like in London. Very small, narrow streets. Diego, you know, it's also, I think part of the reason it's a paradise too is the mayor seems to, Sadiq Khan, and we just got a guy in New York City. New York City just elected a guy like Sadiq Khan. His name is Zohran Mamdani. He is also somebody like Sadiq Khan in a lot of ways. And one way is that he doesn't seem like he's going to be very tough on crime. Do you think, is it the mayor in London who just doesn't seem to care about these criminals?
I mean, I can't say that is the mayor, you know, like I would say, we have like good officers, we have like bad officers. And I would say for you that the good officers in the city are engaged to arrest these people. But at all, the police don't have a research for, you see the city in the main season, you know, like of Christmas season, the city are packed. We don't see like officers on the street. I don't know where this demand came, if it's from the mayor or if it's from the high.
From the office, from the bosses, right?
You know, but I would say, I arrived in London here like 6 years ago. I have been studying like in 2017 here. I didn't feel unsafety as I feel right now in London.
Yes, it definitely feels dangerous, but it's created a place for you to do great work, to do good things, and to capture it all in social media. It's fascinating. If you can hang on with me, we have to do one advert. We have to do one quick commercial. If you could just stay on the phone for another couple of minutes, I want to ask you about the painting, because now you've taken it a whole new level, and I think your audience must have exploded in the last couple of weeks. Now that you are spray painting these bad guys, it's incredible videos. So, Diego, everybody, while we go to this break, listen to the break, listen to our commercials, and at the same time, take a look at Pickpocket London. Pickpocket London. Go to Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, all over social media. Pickpocket London. We're talking to him right now, live from London. Diego, please stay right there, and we will come right back in just a moment. We have to do one commercial. Everybody, this is Another Side of Midnight on 77 WABC in New York City and the Red Apple audio networks all around the United States of America. We'll be right back with Pickpocket London.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Diego, have you ever heard of this American hero called the Lone Ranger? Have you ever heard of this American Lone Ranger?
I think I have heard about this thing.
Yes, it's a cowboy. It's a cowboy character, and he wore a mask like you wear your balaclava. And he rode a horse like you ride your bike. And he fought for justice for regular people, just like you do. You really are this guy, this masked superhero, and you do it for all the right reasons, just like this American character called the Lone Ranger. We're talking to Pickpocket London. That is his name, all over social media. Actually really famous around the world now because of doing the good things. So now here in New York City, where I am right now, it's a lot like London right now because it is packed with people, and they all and just like, this is why it's paradise for pickpockets, is because it's thousands of people, and they all go to one place, and they stand still, and they look up, and they're looking at lights, and they're looking at store windows, and they're talking and they're taking pictures, and they're blah blah blah, and they're looking at everything but the people around them. So tell me, and tell our listeners, what are some of the tactics? What do pickpockets do? What are some of their tricks? What have you learned about these criminals that people who are listening right now in America, what should we know about what pickpockets do and other thieves and bandits? What should we look out for?
Yeah, so basically we have a lot of dynamics. In the airport, we're gonna make it easy with your luggage. They're gonna take away. You're gonna make it easy with your pocket inside of a lift. They're gonna take inside. They're gonna go inside your pocket. And
in an elevator, in a lift, in the elevator. Okay.
And they're gonna make it in the city. You are. If you hang your mobile at hand, they gonna watch you. Once you put it in your pocket, they gonna reach you. Once one people gonna bump you, another one gonna reach your pocket, and you're not gonna realize.
Oh, so they'll work in teams. They work in teams. So say that again. So one person will bump you.
Yeah.
And then the other person, go ahead.
Yeah, one person gonna bump you when like you distract you, like saying sorry or something like that for one person. Another one already like reach your pocket and took your mobile, your wallet or something like that, you know. For the ladies that go like inside of the stores to choose like,
shopping
clothes, shopping, like I would say I'm going to say the names like mainly like Primark, Zara, H&M, this kind of stores. They like distracting, choosing clothes. They're gonna act in your pocket, or the ladies go inside of the change rooms.
Yes.
Once they like change, they're gonna go outside in the mirror. You know, they are already watching you,
right?
And take your stuff from there. I would say carry your thing like with you, like properly. You know, no pockets. Mainly me, as you said before, I really grab my mobile like strong on my hand, you know, or I use on my wrist. Like if you watch yourself and if you be careful, you're not gonna be a victim. But if you like give the chance for they thief you, they rob you, they're gonna do. If you go in the street every single day, all the time, like we are on the street like almost every single day. If you like stay, for example, in Zara for 1 hour, one victim gonna show up in the door. Oh, someone stole my mobile inside of the store, or stole my wallet or my bag, you know.
We are talking to Pickpocket London. Pickpocket London is famous. He has 500,000 followers on Instagram alone. That's not counting so many on TikTok and everywhere, YouTube, all over the place. Pickpocket London. His name is Diego. And so now, who are these people? Are these... Where do they come from? Who are they? Do they all work do they have bosses? Do they have, they work in teams of 1 and 2, but are they part of larger teams? Are they part of families? And I know also from watching these videos, it's clear that they have an accent. And maybe sometimes people say, oh, you shouldn't say that they are this group or that group. But I'm here in America, so I'll say it. And I don't want to get you in trouble saying that we are like racist or something. But watching these videos, I get the sense that this is one group of people and they're known around the world as gypsies.
Exactly.
Okay, so tell me about who these people are and where they come from and what the structure of their organization is.
Yeah, most of them are gypsies from Bulgaria or from Romania. Roma is one. Not saying that people from Romania are thieves or
no. People from Romania are lovely people, wonderful people. Bulgarian, they're lovely people. But
100%.
Yes, no, you're a nice guy. You're a good guy. So we'll say that. But go ahead, tell us about who these criminals are.
Yeah, for example, the stereotype that we look into the street is like gypsies. Like when you see one gypsies, we just wait, you know. We just wait and they gonna take action. Unfortunately, it's like I'm not happy to say that, but yes. Some gypsies I have like, for example, I don't know how to say have different types of gypsies. I have like a Spanish gypsy friends. They are completely different, you know. But these ones like Roma ones that I can say like that is the most of one. We have a group of Algerians and Moroccans ones.
Oh, Algerians.
You're gonna see they operating around the train station, the international train station, you know, like St. Pancras, Euston's, this kind of station, Paddington. We have like a group from South America. I would say like they are from Chile.
Wow.
It's the same group that operates in all Europe, like Madrid, Barcelona here. Mm-hmm. We have the group as well from Georgia country, not just
Russia. Russia.
Yeah.
Like the old Russia. Okay, the old Soviet Union.
Yeah, we have this kind of group as well. Mm-hmm. And sometimes show up different people, but I mean, it's not all well identify where they are from. We identify they are thief, they're robbing people, and we target them as a pickpocket. If they was Brazilian, as me, I would say you are a pickpocket. You are Brazilian pickpocket.
Yeah, Brazilian pickpocket.
I don't have any problem to say that.
Sure, of course. No, you're just as we say in America, you call it like you see it. And these people. So now, at what point? Tell me about the paint. What kind of paint is it? And is it something that it's where did you find it, and when did you have the idea to mark them? I think it's amazing.
Actually, when I was delivery rider, I was saw one video from Sussex police. It's not police from London, but actually it's the same structure, same police.
Sussex.
They was making a video about some ink, some spray like that for identify criminals. And I was thinking, maybe I'm gonna get one of these, or for me, just for safety, as a pepper spray is not allowed in London, in UK, so maybe just one option. But when I started this kind of thing, to catch pickpockets, in the first week, I said, no, I'm gonna grab some of this spray. Yeah. In the beginning, I was concentrated and say, I'm gonna use it just in case someone attacked me or someone approach me and try to do something bad, But in the end, I realized I scream with them. They cross the street and they continue stealing. I pass around the central area. I pass them around the Victoria, from I would say from Buckingham Palace. And 10 minutes later, I pass again in Buckingham Palace. They was keeping there stealing. And as I have evidence from these people, I know they are pickpocketing today. If I see them, I go straight away to them in spray, because it's one way for make visible for society.
Sure.
Today it's very today is very, the people gonna know if they are sprayed. The people go, this guy is a pickpocket or something
Absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
And it's one way for break then, in that day. I start sometimes the day to work as a delivery and 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. we catch a pickpocket and mess their day, So
you get busy.
They're not gonna steal anymore. As I say, today you're not gonna steal anymore, And and
oh my gosh, we're talking.
Each one spray is 100% legal. It's just ink. It's not
it's not paint. It's not dangerous.
It's not fixal paint or something like that.
Right.
It's washable, but they wash the hands, they wash the face or something like that.
Yeah.
They have a reaction of UV lights on. It's gonna keep for some day in case the police need to track them or something like that. The police are gonna find us.
This is brilliant. Everybody got to see these videos. You got to see these videos with the paint. It's amazing. We're talking to Pickpocket London, live from London, and I'm so grateful for you taking out the time to talk to us, and the fact that you answered. When I sent a note to Diego on Instagram, I said, "There's no way this guy's going to see my note. He's so famous. I said, there's no way it's going to get through." And sure enough, he gave me a thumbs up and said, "Yeah, good deal." So now, have you ever been? And I'm sure the answer is yes. But tell me about what are. And I've seen some scary videos. I've seen some where you have had to. Where all of a sudden you'll be yelling at one pickpocket, and then all of a sudden 5, 6, 7 of them just come from around the corner, and there's you're running away from 10 criminals. Tell me about some moment. Was there ever a moment that you thought that you might be really hurt, that you might even be killed?
I mean, I know that in some point something bad gonna happen. Like, I'm prepared for it, to be honest. But we try to keep your safety in the first thing. We not take action at all. Even sometimes, like, is out of your beyond. But we try to let's shout with them when like we have spotted, at least for run away, or let's shout or take action when like. There are police officers or something, like have a condition to show up. In the beginning we have been assaulted, we have been spatted on. Today we really matter of our safety, but we're not afraid at all, like it's hard to say that we are afraid, but we're not afraid because can happen something bad with us, but we really believe in your, mainly for me and my friends that have the same feeling. We really believe that we are doing the good thing,
Yeah, because you are, and maybe God is. I'm sure God is protecting you because you're doing the right thing. And finally, let me ask you this: have you been thinking about taking this somewhere else? Like, would you come to New York? Would you go to Paris, or would you ever think about coming here to the United States and bring Pickpocket New York or Pickpocket Los Angeles and come and save us from all of these criminals?
I mean, I would love me and my friends that do the same job around Europe, like in Barcelona, Madrid, Portugal, Monica in Venice. We have a lot of jobs to do in our city, but as I would say, I'm not of kind of content creator. We go in the street, we take action, we record it and upload. We are not like making fun on internet or something like that. Of course, sometimes like we take like different actions or something like that, but we're not a kind of YouTuber. Oh, today I'm gonna catch pickpockets on the city, like it. Right. Like last weekend, I've been in Prague. I choose Prague because of the low level of pickpockets, because I really want to have like a rest, because the last month have been insane in London. So I say I'm going to Prague because there don't have much pickpockets. I'm going to take it easy, going to rest my mind. Right. But yeah, we keep concentrating on them like full time. We go in the store around the corner. We are concentrating, see that we're gonna catch some pickpockets. We're gonna go like have a fun with your friends in a restaurant or in some club. We keep watching them, But I mean. Of course, like in some point we're gonna expand it. We're gonna say, "Oh, guys, we're gonna make a compilation and compare how is the pickpocket in London and Paris or something like that." But actually, you have a lot of job to do in London,
Yeah, no doubt. All right, and so listen now people are able to support you. Can people find the links to be able to contribute to your work just on the, like, if they go to Instagram and go to Pickpocket London, is that where they can find the link to go and support you and your friends?
Yes, exactly. Like in our main page, we have like your crowdfund. The people can support us from there. And
the crowdfunding, and that's also Pickpocket London.
Yes, and 100%. It's like make a lot of difference of your journey. Like we have invested a lot of our time and soft softwares, computer. I even have like a laptop before to start it. So we did like a good setup for making the videos. We have like donations from cameras. We invest in anti-stab vests, this kind of stuff, you know. And
that's right, because you wear a stab vest now, don't you? Don't you wear a stab vest to protect you from knives?
Yes, exactly. Since the beginning, we invest on it. It was the first things that we got, like even before cameras or some kind of thing. And the paint, the spray is like not something cheap, you know, like, and one spray is like 10 pounds. And for example, last night we used like free spray and one lady, so for making her high visible on the street. Actually was the same lady that we arrested her like 2 weeks ago on the Black Friday. She was inside of the store again. And
that one. Yeah, she's actually kind of pretty. She was actually kind of pretty, which is weird. She's such a bad person, but kind of pretty. That's right. You said that she was in she was in that looked like Oxford Street. She was like she was like in the doorway of like an H&M or a Zara.
Exactly, it's that one. That one. We make a mess of her because we told her. When we get inside of the store, the security already know her, already knows us, and they say, these guys are here. I'm gonna follow them. And I say, you know what you're doing here in the security? Yes.
Yep.
And me and my friend have a cycle inside the stores. I did install her, and my friend did. Diego.
Wow.
The ones that we have arrested are inside of the store. And I say, how come? I didn't install her. And it's 100%. The security.
Yeah.
Wow. And when she saw us, she already like, I'm sorry for the word, but
don't say the word.
You know, like, okay. Come outside, come outside the store. Like we follow her for a few meters. Prepare the good spot because the street is packed of people. And thanks God she choose a way that have not people. Say, okay, now we are done. You can do your job.
Right.
Today you're not going to steal anymore. And spray.
Love it. Spray. Oh my God, everybody.
It's hard like to say that. The people say, oh, you just spray women and ladies. Same. Unfortunately, like most of them are women. They try to disguise as a good person on the street as a woman. The men are at home, mainly in the culture of the gypsies.
That's right. So the men send them out to work.
Exactly. The people don't understand that. The people don't know like that, but it's how it works.
Wow. So the men sit back and collect all the money. They make the women go out there. And because that's all I see is the women. I see all that in the videos. It's all women because also people aren't afraid of a woman coming up too close to them. People will notice when a man is coming up and standing too close to them or coming around them or bumping into them. Women, it's okay. They're ladies.
Exactly. But actually, the people in London are more conscious right now. Like every single day, you have victims. Like every single day in the same stores, we have victims. But actually, like the awareness that we are doing, the people are knowing, the people are more conscious about what's happening. So at least in our area, as Buckingham Palace, Westminster. Actually, I don't know, like in numbers, but actually have decreased the numbers of pickpockets a lot,
Wow.
As before, like we was around, we see maybe 10, 15 in around Buckingham Palace. Today is not one thing that happen anymore,
Wow. Everybody, go check out Pickpocket London. We've been talking to Diego Galdino. He is the man. He and his team are Pickpocket London. They are doing great things to keep people safe. They're brave and they're fascinating, and you can watch all of it on Instagram and TikTok. Go find Pickpocket London. Diego, I will tell you when I'm in London. Maybe I can buy you a cup of coffee and say hello. That would be cool. Sometime. sometime before Christmas. I'll be there, and hopefully I'll see you and shake your hand. Everybody, go find Pickpocket London on social media. Diego, thank you. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks in London.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the space and for the huge time that we give for us for talk about our history.
Indeed. All right. Thank you, sir. Stay safe, and Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Oh, no, wait. How do you say in Portuguese?
Feliz Natal.
Oh, there we go. Feliz Natal. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, my friend. Merry Christmas. And everybody, we shall be right back here on Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on the Red Apple Audio Networks.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
For the last few years, my wife, okay, look, the gender roles, right? In what family does the dude do Christmas cards? Some things are just written in the stars. I should have asked Vinnie Tolman about this. On his journey through heaven, or near the heaven home base of heaven, I should have asked him if at some point God or somebody had told him about, the classic gender roles. Again, somebody takes care of the cars, somebody does the shopping, somebody does the ironing, somebody does the boom. Okay. And now all those things are interchangeable. I do the laundry, generally speaking, because I'm a bit persnickety about how it's done. But I do the laundry, and I tend to clean the kitchen, and I do the dishwasher, and I do all that, because my wife works so hard. My wife runs 2 small businesses and runs them like nobody's business. That's kind of a mix of metaphors. But anyway, my wife works incredibly hard. And on top of it, we have 2 teenage daughters. Good Lord, help me. Help me, Lord. Where is that, Bill? Where's that drop? We're busy. And so that's also why I do these things, because I love my wife and she saved my life. And at the very least, that's what I can do. But when it comes to Christmas cards, it's all her. She's got the addresses. She's got the wherewithal. She's got the better penmanship. She remembers. At the very least, she just remembers. Anyway, for the last few years, we've bought the Christmas cards. We've had the damn Christmas cards. We've taken the damn pictures, and we've had them turned into damn Christmas cards. And then they come in the mail, and they sit there. They sit there on the dining table. Then they get moved to a place where we figure we'll see them and eventually do something with them. And then they get moved again, and then we lose them. And then they're gone. And then right around like our anniversary in the middle of January, we find them again. All no addresses, no envelopes stuffed. We still get Christmas cards, and I'm over feeling bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. People send us Christmas cards. We don't send them out. Now, granted, we get fewer of them. I think people are expressing that they're done sending the McCormack's Christmas card, and I'm fine with that, because frankly, and if you're listening and you have sent, thank you. I love all our friends who send us Christmas cards, but for the friends who might be listening that don't send us Christmas cards, I'm not missing them. It's okay, and I'm not being curmudgeon. This is not TJ from the beginning of the show. I'm not angry at liberals anymore. I'm over it. I've purged that. Because since I yelled at the liberals all day Saturday, and in the first hour of this show, I'm over it. I'm into baby Jesus now. I'm in baby Jesus mode. I'm smiling. I'm in Vinnie Tolman mode. I'm like the Lone Ranger. I'm happy like Diego. I'm the happy warrior. That's what I am now. I am the happy guy. From here on in, I am in Christmas mode. I'm drinking eggnog. I'm eating pigs in blankets. I'm walking like a wooden soldier. Dun, 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 dun. I'm doing that. I'm Clara in the Nutcracker. I'm the Nutcracker, damn it. That's what I am. I am all of these things. You know what? But did I ever do this for you guys? Did I ever do I'm TJ in Christmas mode. Flag this for the promos. Have I ever done my Frosty the Snowman for you? Ready? Here you go. Clip this and put this in the promo. Ready? Here you go. Happy birthday. How's that? I'm going to do it again so that the guys get it. Ready? Frosty, you're alive. Happy birthday. Boy, it got really hot in that I'm screwing up the lines. It got really hot in there. I melted and went away, but now I'm back. Happy birthday. Where's my hat? Where's my scarf? Somebody, where's my pipe? Get me to the dispensary. I gotta get high. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's right. I am TJ, the winter snow angel. I am TJ, the spirit of Christmas past, present, and future. I am TJ, full of green and red M&Ms. I'm full of it. I'm full of those candies that your grandma had in that dish that looked like her teeth. But no, they had green and red stripes and they were minty fresh. I'm TJ. I'm all about Christmas now. As I say goodbye to all the morning family on another side of midnight all around the country on the Red Apple Audio Networks, I say to thee, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I will talk to you again, and until the next time we meet, I wish you all the luck in the world. God bless. I love you.
It's Another Side of Midnight, 77 WABC.
Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. All right.